Hi, I'm Tyler, and this is my Passion Time project. So, my Passion Time question for this Passion Time unit is how has golf evolved, and how has golf evolved from when it started to right now? So, this is my homepage. It's a picture. Yeah. And then the tournaments, I have a little about the four major tournaments. One of the first major tournament is the Masters, and the Masters is arguably one of the most popular tournaments in the world. It is played at one of the most famous courses in the U.S., and that's Augusta National, and that's in Georgia. And then here are some pictures. It's so beautiful, and this tournament is always played at Augusta, nowhere else. And then my second tournament is the Open. The Open is actually played in the Open was called the British Open, but then it got changed because it started 30 years before the U.S. Open. So now it's called just the Open. But you can't think of it as the British Open because it's always played at the old course in St. Andrews, and that is also one of the arguably most famous courses. And this is a bad picture here, but the old course, it's one of the oldest courses. That's why it's called the old course, and it's played in St. Andrews in British. So here's some slideshows. So yeah, the Open or the British Open is always played at the old course in St. Andrews. And then the third tournament is the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open is where the U.S. So the U.S. Open is different from other tournaments because the U.S. golfers are playing the whole world. Players still get individually rankings, but it's mostly USA versus the world. The tournament is played all around at different courses, and the most frequent tournament was at Chambers Bay, and that's in the U.S. So usually all the players that are from the USA play on one team, then all the players that are not from the USA play on the other team. So it's USA versus the world. And here are some pictures. So that's Chambers Bay. That's where the most frequent tournament was held. That's also Chambers Bay. Okay, so now, and then the third one is the PGA tournament. The PGA tournament is a tournament for all the little tournament winners. You have to qualify to get in. The tournament is at all different courses. The most previous tournament was held at Whistling Straits. So you have to qualify. So the best players in the world, they play, and then the winner of that technically is the best player, but not always officially ranked. So the most frequent one is at Whistling Straits. So now all the winners, I have a list of all the winners for all the tournaments. So if you would like to scroll down here. And then the PGA Championship, it first started in match play format. That's where like players play against each other, and then stroke play format is the regular one where whoever has the better score wins. So then, and I totaled it up. So Jack Nicklaus is in the lead with 16 wins for the most popular 4 tournaments that I just explained. And now this one is how golf has evolved. So golf first started in 1455. So the date 1455 is when the game of golf first ever started. However, King James II of Scotland banned the game because he thought that men were playing it too much instead of practicing their archery. The ban was first upheld by King James the Fifth, I think, in 1502, because what do you know? He became a golfer himself. The game was played with golf balls made out of beech wood, but then there was an upgrade. They were stuffed with bird feathers and stitched shut. The golf clubs were made entirely out of wood. The golf courses weren't very maintained because the game had just started. And yeah, so this is one of the courses. It really isn't maintained because the grass is all the same. The bunker, it's just like a little kid's sandpit. And then my next date is 1600. So the old course at St. Andrews that I just explained is one of the oldest known courses. It was built in 1574. The equipment improved a bit. Like they started putting grooves on the balls to make them better. So not really grooves, but they started putting holes in the golf balls and they started putting grooves in the clubs. It's now 1800. So golf has gotten better, but the 4 main tournaments haven't started yet. The clubs weren't made out of wood anymore. They were being made out of iron. Golf kept on getting better and better. Just wait until 2015. So as you can see, this picture right here, it shows how the golf balls have evolved. So it started from this to this to this, got a little bit better, and then this is where we are right now. And then in 2015, golf has grown so much since 1457. The clubs and the courses have gotten so much better. There's now PGA Tour and all these tournaments like the Masters, the PGA Championship, and the Open. Like the game, like when the game started, a good drive would be 150 yards plus. But nowadays, PGA pros can drive the ball 473 yards. Imagine that. There are now golf simulators where you can hit into a screen and it'll simulate where the ball will go on a real course. And I have a picture of that right here. It's right here. So you hit into it, and then the ball, it would go as if it was in a real course. And now the club heads have gotten so much bigger. They're coming out with a great big Bertha that's club head is bigger than others, and I can show you that picture. It's right here. So that club head is so much bigger than when it started. I mean, think of like if some people don't stop it, the people keep on coming out with like bigger and bigger club heads. So just like imagine how far you can hit the ball. So now I'm just gonna show you all these amazing pictures. Like look how like amazing golf has gotten. And these are the new golf balls that are coming out, the Great Big Bertha. They have golf cuts now. I mean, like they are coming out with all these super fancy golf cuts, and they didn't even have golf cuts. Like all of this stuff would sound like you're crazy back in 1457, but just look how it gotten. And then here's another golf simulator. And then look how much the courses have gotten better. I mean, for heck, they're building on like mountainsides. And then just look at the new golf cuts. Amazing. Then here's the simulator. Here are the new golf balls. Here are some irons. I mean, just like look at this course. Could you ever imagine that it would be like that? Could 1455 ever imagine that it could be like that? So that's my website. Hope you liked it. Bye.